going on, fans? We are back with episode 3 and a special. It's a Saturday weekend special. Usually we've been doing it during the weekdays, but now we're on the weekend. You know, for me, the only reason why I'm doing it is because it's raining where I'm at and I can't golf. So, Spencer, hey, man, let them know why you are available on a Saturday, man.
Man, caught me at a good time. Had some stuff going on this morning, going to hit the Rockets game tonight. What better time to, get some of my sports juices flowing, talking with you right before we go to the game tonight.
Get it going. I agree. Hey, everyone, thank you for subscribing. Hey, Spencer, we got 5 new subscribers. We're up to 9 now. Hey, we're getting a little more views on each episode. Hey, man, we just want to say thank you for all that subscribing, through the Instagram, through YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, etc. As always, comment what questions you want answered below. We will try to answer them as always. But right now, we actually do have 2 questions. I think it's technically 3, but we got 2 questions from one of our best viewers. I won't say his name, but hey, he's one of our tops. I'll give him credit. But his question number 1, Spencer, was if Aaron Rodgers makes it on the Jets roster this offseason, June, whatever, March, April, whatever, if he makes it onto the roster, what are your predictions for the AFC East? Rank them from 1 to 4 if Rodgers is on a Jets team this upcoming season.
I love that question. Not because of my personal beliefs. I'm a secondary Packers fan. We've talked about this already. I don't want him to leave Green Bay, but it's sounding like that's kind of inevitable. Either he's going to be traded to New York or he's going to retire. And it's sounding – I feel like he would have retired by now if he was actually going to retire. So I feel like him to the Jets is feeling very inevitable. Yeah. So that being said, I think I would put them at the top of the division. I think
okay.
I think Buffalo was exposed a little bit in this past playoffs. Mm-hmm. They really kind of started to falter down the stretch. A lot of that might have had to do – you can contribute that partly to DeMar Hamlin's situation. But I think they have some holes.
Von Miller getting hurt, and then Josh Allen. He doesn't want to admit his elbows somewhat hurts, but
right. And I believe they are going to lose some pieces on the defense. Tremaine Edmonds is a free agent. Their safeties are free agents.
Yes.
So they are going to lose some pieces. So I think the Jets are in a prime opportunity. If they land Aaron Rodgers, I think they're going to be the team to beat in that division. The Dolphins are still hanging around, and we've talked about the Patriots. They will make some kind of move.
We will never talk about the Patriots with you.
I know. I don't know. All of a sudden, I've been painted as this guy that hates the Patriots.
We're gonna have a topics on the Patriots next week for you, just to ruin your day.
It always comes up, man. So I would go Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and that's my order right there.
You know what? Man, I agree with you. Damn, man. I was hoping you were going to say 2, and then I was going to be the one to say Jets 1. No, I predict also Jets, if they acquire Rodgers, Breece Hall, coming back from injury, the young receivers, young defense. Yeah, I think they're number 1. I don't think they win the division by 3-4 games. I think it's like the 1, and that's it. Like they go 10-7 or 11-6, and then they, basically a dogfight in the AFC East with the Dolphins, Bills, and I will give the Patriots some credit. I'm going to bring some belief that Mac Jones, the Mac Daddy, will definitely get a few more wins. But I'm going to go Jets, Bills. Now, I feel like it's going to be a tie with Miami and New England. I'm worried about Tua's health, but hey, if Tua can stay on, then I'll have Miami as a solid 3. So if Tua's healthy, I'm going Miami 3, and then I'm going Patriots 4, but I'm going to go Patriots 4 I'm going to go a 9-8 record. 9-8 record. I'm a believer because in no way Mac Jones makes his rookie year to the playoffs. Then this next season, no offensive coordinator plummets. It is what it is.
As we get closer to football season, we might have to have some kind of bet on that.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Hey, we'll throw some money out. Just like we're about to on the next topic, But we'll get to that. Question number 2. Now, this is a 2-parter. Do you think there's any collusion during the Lamar Jackson saga right now with the franchise tag and this and that? And a second part to it is, do you think that we may be on a verge of another lockout with the concussion issues and owner issues? What are your opinions on that?
So the lockout part of that, I'm honestly not too well versed in that. I don't know when the next CBA agreement is coming due. I don't imagine anything anytime soon. But when the CBA negotiations do come through, the topic about guaranteed money is going to be a
That's
big
the number
issue.
one. Yep.
So that being said, so the first part of that question, though, is there some kind of collusion? I don't know what to think about this. I think there's something kind of fishy going on, but I also at the same time, I kind of believe like all these teams coming out saying they're not interested in Lamar Jackson. I think part of it is they might have already like have some kind of plan for quarterback that they're kind of going to try to go towards. Or they might just be sending out smoke screens. You know, they don't want to act like they're really interested so they can kind of drive the price down and maybe try to get Lamar just for 2 first-round picks. What I ultimately think is happening here, though, I think the Ravens are really just trying to get a fair market value for Lamar Jackson. They don't want to give the fully guaranteed contract, which shout out to Deshaun Watson, who has honestly kind of ruined the league. That's kind of where the cause of all this has come from. So I don't know necessarily. If I had to say, I would say probably not any collusion, but I mean, it is a little fishy. There's some sketchy stuff going on for sure, but I ultimately think that the Ravens are just trying to get some fair market value for him.
Mm-hmm. No, you know what, man? I would love for this to be a debate show, but the problem is, man, we just think alike right now. I'm the same way. I don't think there's any collusion right now. I will say I do think it is fishy. You know, you would think an MVP quarterback, you know, on the market, someone's going to grab him. But I do agree. I think the main reason why no one is, and everyone's publicly saying they don't, is the whole contract situation. I mean, if you go up the top 5 highest paid quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, no playoffs. Kyler Murray, no playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, no playoffs. Russell Wilson, no playoffs. Like, you know, and that I think that is the main reason why. I mean, I agree. I think the teams that they had mentioned would go and pursue Lamar. I think, you know, like the Falcons and all the weaker, less competitive teams. I just think that, you know, they're preparing for the future. They're preparing for the future. They're going with someone who is affordable to the future, build pieces around. And I just don't think that if you put Lamar with the Texans, they're not going to the play. I mean, I don't know. They're not going. Let's just say they're not going to the Super Bowl. Go to the Bears. You're not going to the Super Bowl. Go to the Falcons. I don't think you're going to the Super Bowl. So I think these teams understand that they don't want to spend $50 million a year, you know, and so that's where I land. I don't think there's collusion also because I think deep down, I don't think the Ravens, because collusion is like an illegal thing, and I don't think the Ravens want someone to actually win. Like, you know, the Ravens want to win, you know. They just won, you know, they won the Super Bowl back, you know, a couple years ago. Well, maybe a little longer than that, but, you know.
2012, it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, dang, I was a senior in high school. Dang. Woo. But, yeah, I don't think there's any collusion because it's just – no, I think really it's the contract situation. Yeah. And to go to part 2 of the lockout question, I don't know when the next CBA is. I always hear about the NBA CBA, and they're talking about their guaranteed and the, you know, load management. I don't think I don't think there's a concussion issue because that's just part of the game. The NFL is not, you know, they're striving each and every way to, you know, have better equipment, have better this. You know, the revising practices, no two-a-days, no this, no that. I think the NFL is in the right direction. So I don't think it's a concussion issue. And then the owner issue, I don't think it's an owner issue as well. I know Dan Snyder for the Commanders is probably the only issue right now. You know, so I don't think there'll be a lockout towards those two. I just think with you, Spencer, it is the guaranteed contracts because it's tough. It's tough. You know, it's tough to pay a quarterback, let's say 5 years down the line at market value $60 million. I'm not going to pay $60 million to be third place in my division and 7th in my conference. No way.
Yeah. So, and I looked it up just now, and it looks like the CBA is going to be good through 2030. So we are good for a while.
Ooh, yeah, we're very good for a while. So, all righty. Hey, thank you for the questions. Hey, I enjoy it. Hey, as always, comment, you know, below. Hey, ask us questions. We will answer them. I promise. On to the next topic. We got the NCAA March Madness prediction and tournament details. Right now, we got conference title games, semifinal games going on right now till Sunday. Sunday will be, you know, Selection Sunday where, you know, a lot of teams that don't deserve to get in because they're a Power 5 team. And I feel bad for all you little schools like Liberty University. I'm pissed. You know, we lost by like 1 in the championship.
I was pulling for y'all, man.
I'm pretty sure. Hey, that was not a foul. I watched the replay. You'll call that, man. But Yeah, I feel bad for teams like that. They're 25-6 all year, and then they have to watch from their couch from a team that went 13-18, but they're the third best team in the Big Ten. The hypothetical on that. But Spencer, what are your March Madness predictions on either Selection Sunday or who are you rooting for? Your top 3 teams.
So yeah, I'll give you my top 3 teams. First and foremost, got to rep my Cougs.
The Cougs.
They're the betting favorites to take home the tournament.
I've been rooting for them for like the last 2 years. Like, come on, win one for the H.
They have everything you want in a team to win it all. They're a top defense, a top offense. They have veteran guard play. They have a top 5 NBA talent in Jarris Walker, an experienced head coach. They are the perfect team, at least in that regard. The only thing is I'm nervous that they're going to start to become a modern day Gonzaga, where they're constantly in the tournament, constantly making some noise, but they just can't ever get over that last hump. Gonzaga,
comparison. I agree.
Yeah, the couple of years ago when they met Baylor in the finals, that was like it kind of felt like they were about to get over the hump, and then they lost in the final. So however you want to look at that, you could look at it like they kind of got over the hump, where they got to the Final Four and made it to the championship, but they still didn't win the championship. So hopefully U of H doesn't fall into that trend. My other teams I like UCLA a lot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. They're going to be on tonight against Arizona. Okay.
Yes. And then I'll give you a team that I like a lot that has really, really high odds. How about Marquette? I like Marquette. Another experienced program. Right now, I'm looking at their odds. They are plus 2,800, but I think they have a really real chance to get into the dance. I believe they're number 6 overall in the country right now. So a couple things fall their way. They're a good team. Again, I like – for in March, one thing I always look for when I'm filling out my bracket, I look for programs that I think have some history to them, because those typically tend to perform whenever the lights get the brightest in March. So Houston, UCLA, and Marquette for me.
I like that list. I like that list. My top 3, I actually have the Cougs as my number 1 for sure. Just being a hometown guy, and this got to be the year. Second, I'm riding all my favorite teams. I'm going with the Tide. I love this team. How they can score from any area of the court, left, right. Brandon Miller, like you said, for Houston.
Oh, Brandon Miller, he kills it out there, doesn't he?
Woo! You gonna get his ons. They're gonna get us started early with the people. They're gonna cancel you, Spencer, for saying that.
What I said, he's killing it. He's killing it.
But I will say
he's a really good player. He's killing it.
Shooter, that's for sure. He can shoot, man. Freshman of the year, SEC Player of the Year. Nate Oates he has revived a program that no one ever thought you would ever hear Alabama basketball over football right now. So I'm going.
Wow.
Yeah. Right now it's impressive. You got the extension. They're going to build a new stadium. It's rolling in Tuscaloosa, but let's see what they do, because last year's team was a huge failure after I think the team 2 years ago. 2 years ago they were really good. They barely lost, but last year they were no effort, no motivated team. Nate Oates has turned this thing around. My third team, I like your Marquette pick. I kid you not, if depending on where they get ranked, I love this Texas A&M team, who Bama will probably play tomorrow. Last year, A&M, they were in the NIT final, lost to Xavier by the last possession. Buzz Williams, I thought him or the Iowa State coach should have won Coach of the Year last year, just with the flip of records, not just who has the best record. But I like this A&M team, man. Radford, man, this team is aggressive. I love the way they play. Last night, I thought they were going to lose to Arkansas, but they crawled their way back, and I like them as my third. If I had to go with a fourth, you know what? I'm gonna go with your Marquette pick as well. I love the experience, love the head coach. So it's all there. So those are our predictions. Hopefully, we get what we want. This upcoming Sunday. Now, Spencer, hold up. Answer me this question: if Houston makes it to the Final Four, which the Final Four is in the lovely state of Texas and the city of Houston, will you be present?
100%. I don't care if I have to sell a kidney. I will be there. If my Cougs are in the Final Four, I will be there to have my heart ripped out in front of me.
Oh, man. Hey, I thought the same when I went to Super Bowl 52. I was like, this is the best moment. Please don't let my heart get ripped out. And they didn't. So I prevailed. Like, whoo, good. Thank you, Eagles. Thank you, Nick Foles. But I hope for me, I hope I can get out to Sacramento for round one of the big tournament. Hopefully there are some teams that I enjoy to watch. My brother's coming into town, this Monday, so the games will be Thursday and Saturday. So I can't wait. I might make a day trip for the Thursday and then just watch the rest on Saturday. But I hope to be there in Sacramento. Talking about the tournament details, Spencer and I, we have done our own first annual Wild Wild West Sports Blog March Madness bracket tournament on ESPN. Now we've promoted it on our Instagram, on our Twitter, this and that, but now we're gonna do it on YouTube. I'm gonna make sure. I also made it a short on our channel, but I'm gonna just say it right here, right now. We want y'all to enter into our contest. You know why? Because one, it's a free entry. We're not telling you, hey, pay me $25. No, it's a free entry. And guess what? Free entry to win $100. Me and Spencer are putting up our own free hard-earned money. Well, maybe not me. I'm going to stay on fire. Like I might have to steal my wife's money. But that's not the point. Hey, we're putting up our own hard money, and we want y'all to enter into this contest. All we're asking for is either like the post on YouTube or on Instagram, follow us on YouTube or Instagram, and just DM one of us. Say, hey, I did it. I followed you on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel, like the post. How do I get in? You tell us that. I will send you the personal link. Even Spencer will send you the personal link with the secret password. We already got a few people in. I know Selection Sunday is tomorrow. So I guess if everyone's waiting to see what happens, then they'll swarm in. But everyone, come on, man. Join the party. Hey, I can't wait to see who is the best one to pick this bracket on our first year. Because, hey, it's only going to get bigger and better the next year and the next year and the next year.
Yep.
So as we move on, Spencer, man, did Carolina really get the number one pick? Woo, man, I'm surprised Woj didn't even send me that. I know he's the NBA guy. I'm surprised Woj didn't.
That's a big deal.
Man, that's a big deal. Carolina last night or yesterday, depending on your time zone, traded for the number one pick. So right now, the Bears and Carolina swap 1 and 9. The Bears also get the 61st pick this year. Carolina's 24 first round next year. And I think either 24 or 25, second round, I forget. But then they also get DJ Moore to help Justin Fields. Spencer, what are your thoughts that now Carolina's in the driver's seat? And what used to be, everyone thought Bryce Young is, the leader of being drafted first. Now, new favorite, CJ Stroud minus 300 to go to Carolina. What are your thoughts?
Well, that is my QB1, CJ Stroud. So I'm not really too surprised in that regard. But I am shocked that it was Carolina to make the big jump. They gave up a lot. They gave up their bona fide number one wide receiver in DJ Moore. Yes. He goes to Chicago. I love that move for Chicago. I think now you've got a wide receiver core of you got DJ Moore, you got Darnell Mooney, you got Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet as tight end. Depending on if they bring back David Montgomery for agency, you still have Khalil Herbert. That's a lot of solid weapons for Justin Fields to develop. That could be a team that makes some noise in the NFC North, which, again, we kind of talked about at the start of the show. Looks like it's a very wide open division. So I love that trade for Chicago. Now, my big problem with this for the Panthers is I think they very clearly put something out after they made the trade and it was announced that they might still consider trading back down. Like, who are we fooling here? You did not just trade all that draft capital to trade up and then trade back down. Stop lying to us. We know you're going QB. Get your guy. You don't want Sam Darnold, but stop this bogus lying stuff. As a Texans fan sitting at number 2, we know you're staying at the pick. Just take whoever you're going to take, and we're going to take the leftovers. That's fine. I'm here for it. So from that regard, I think the Texans are in a good spot now, especially because it wasn't Indianapolis to be the team to jump to number 1. So from a Texans fan perspective, I'm pretty happy about that. But I love the move for I do like the move for both the Panthers and for the for the Bears, but mainly for the Bears.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bears won this trade, but like you said, it's a win-win for both. Carolina, they get their quarterback for the future. Hey, they're going to be rebuilding 3-4 years unless they can build off that running game that they were successful with at the end of this season. The Bears, I'm not going to lie. I've talked this with a few friends of mine. I know you can't bet it right now, but I'm looking for that 24-25 window for Bears to win the Super Bowl, only because, like you said, DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, the other guys around him. On top of it, they have 2 first-round picks next year. They still get this first-round pick this year. They get the 61st pick, and on top of it, the $97 million in cap space. I feel like this is the year like they'll get young this year, with the draft picks, and then maybe do. Of course, maybe not at the receiver position, but somewhere else where they go spending big in 24. Because like we said, we agree. We thought this free agent class was a little mediocre, a little weak. But if we're looking for next year, maybe 25. I think that's the Bears, picture frame right there. Look, I like that.
And hey, they're sitting at what, pick 8 or 9 now?
9.
I think it's 9. Bijan Robinson, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen a mock already. Bijan Robinson. I know they're going to talk about the offensive line, so it depends. It's either going off. I feel like they'll go offensive line, but we'll see. But yeah, I think, man, I found it great. Now, Spencer, two side questions. One, as you read that thing that you think Carolina might trade back as well, do you think they're hold up, the collusion part to screw the Texans and let the Colts get it? Like, hey, you want the number 1? We'll give you the number 1, but we're going to need a little more.
Yeah.
Do you think the Colts will do it? Because
I think if you're going to trade back down, if you're Carolina, you're going to want the package to be matched. And I just don't see it happening. To me, again, it's you made this big deal to move up to a number 1.
I agree.
Why are you moving up to number 1 to move back down? That just doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah.
To me, you make this deal if you have a quarterback in mind that you really like, and that's why I think the odds for CJ Stroud shooting up that's not a coincidence. I think CJ Stroud is going to be the guy there. I think they're going to draft him number 1, and that's they're not going to trade down when that's their guy. I think that's their guy, and they're going to lock him in.
I'm with you. I agree on that. And then quick question, I guess, hey, it's early, and we'll get to it next month with our mock episode. But Spencer, if CJ's going 1, is your QB3 from episode 1 going to be picked for the Texans? Or are you going Anthony Richardson, who's going to throw you a duck?
I mean, you know how I stand on this. If I'm getting to pick and CJ Stroud's off the board, I'm going Richardson.
Going Richardson. Okay. Hey, I won't say no more. Hey, because it's going to be fun next month to see what happens. Lines are going to be moving. Everyone's going to be itching to see where Bryce will land. So we'll see. And Richardson, because it's going to be fun. All right. Hey, next and final topic we got. This is different. We haven't, no one, I don't think anyone talks about this guy because he doesn't play because he's always hurt. My man, Zion Williamson, who was once, the high school's greatest mixtape on YouTube. Duke phenomenal until he blew out his shoe against Carolina that one game. And then ever since then, it has been a roller coaster of injuries. Now, I'm not going to lie, when you see a freak of nature like Zion, with the height and the size, you think, man, how could this guy jump like that? How could you not draft him? I get why the Pelicans drafted him 1 back in the day. Right now it's looking like a little regret. It's just this guy has so many injuries, and this Pelicans team, Spencer, before the day he got hurt against the 76ers, they were, I think, 23-11. Then they lost that game, went 23-12. And I think ever since then they have gone 9-20 since. Now, when Zion's in, he is definitely a factor. He's averaging an easy 24, getting boards, double machine. How quick, but he just can't stay healthy. And you got a ton of outsider, or not even outsider, a ton of ESPN, FS1 people talking about he's got to lose the weight. Charles Barkley, he's got to lose the weight. Shaq, he's got to lose the weight. But he never seems to be losing the weight. And now you've signed the guy for a 5-year, $193 million contract extension. He's already accumulated $43 million in his career, and he barely played. Holy crap. I think, what was it, his second year or his third year? He actually played, I think, 60-ish games, but then he got hurt at the end of that season, but they weren't in the playoffs at the time. So, Spencer, what are your thoughts about Zion Williamson's future with the Pelicans as we move forward? Like, of course, it's somewhat like AD, like we want AD to play. We know how good AD is. But can the man stay healthy? Right now, Zion Williamson is leading that race on who cannot stay healthy.
Yeah, I love Zion Williamson. Like you said, he's one of the most exciting players to watch play. He just needs to stay on the court. That being said, I don't know what other direction. It's funny you say they might have some regret. So the second pick of that draft was the guy we talked about on the previous episode, Ja Morant. So, I mean, buyer beware on that, too. Then you have R.J. Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, a couple of role player type guys. Darius Garland made an all-star team, a very good player, but does he have that Zion type ceiling? No. Yeah. Jarrett Culver, bust. Kobe White, bust. Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, again, he's already on his second team. Cam Reddish is on his third or fourth team. So, yeah. I think Zion still got the highest ceiling of that draft. I would have paid him personally that contract just because that's the way contracts work in the NBA. You got to pay the stars. But also when you pay them, just that doesn't mean anything really. Now we know this now. Kevin Durant just got traded after he signed a mega extension, and when you have these contracts in the NBA, they're really not even contracts. They're just placeholders, really. Like, you are really a free agent at all times in the NBA. So that being said, Zion Williamson, if he can get healthy, that's a team if they can get into the play-in and squeak into the playoffs and he's healthy. We saw what they did last year against the Suns, and you add a Zion Williamson type of player to that team that was making that noise against the Pelicans, against the Suns last year in the playoffs. The Pelicans are a team I don't think anyone would want to play in the first round.
I agree. I totally agree, man. What they did last year in the play-in and then the first round against the Suns, man, everyone just had that expectation. Like, everyone, heck, I even threw in the future. They'll win their division. They'll win the first round, because I'm expecting Zion to play. And, this team's got a good roster. I mean, it's not like it's like, like the, what was it? Like the 06 Cavs, when it was just LeBron and everyone else, like, with CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, you got Herb Jones, you got, Jose Alvarado stealing everything, man. So, this team is loaded. Like, they got the pieces. I'm wondering why, the supporting cast without Zion hasn't got the job done. I know Zion is a big factor and all. I'm not saying the Pelicans should go 20-2 without Zion, but you can't go 9-20 now. Yes, Ingram's been injured as well during that span, but yeah, I'm worried that if he can't stay healthy, you're going to pay Zion. I think it's $33 million next year, $38 million the next year, $40 million. How many million you're going to pay this guy just to sit on your bench because he just can't stay healthy? Now, I think Zion, I think he needs to have that heart to heart. Like, I know he said he's tried to lose weight, this and that, but no one's seen it. It's kind of like everyone with Ben Simmons. Everyone's like, dude, just shoot, man. Just work your craft. Work, get in the gym and just shoot. But they haven't seen that, and right now I'm just worried that with that build and all that weight and force, now we're talking physics, and I didn't pass physics that well in high school, not even in college. I barely skate by, but, I understand, like, 285, whatever the guy, 285. I'm not going to say 300. That'd be a little disrespectful. The guy's 285, and he's just, boom, bam. Like, that's a lot on the joints and muscles. That's why also, a little side note, that's why I'm a little worried about even Victor Wembanyama because I'm just worried, like, with the length and, just those bones. I know he's going to gain weight. I hope he does what Giannis does so he could be a beast for 15 years. But, I'm worried, those guys that are just freakishly tall, big, this and that. Like they're just not, us normal average 6 foot, 6'3".
Yeah.
I'm not even 6. I'm 5. Hey, 5'11" in max preps back in 2012. But
they listed you at 5'11".
Yes, Coach Buckaloo. Thank you for that. I was listed at 5'11", senior year in high school.
Man, I must be like 6'4" then, man.
Hey, all I know is my license says I'm 5'9", but I go to the doctor, I got that 5'8" and 3/4, so whatever. But
we should mention, though, on the topic of Zion, there was a report that came out today. We're recording on Saturday. Said that the Pelicans expect Zion Williamson to return before the end of the season, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic. He's been out with that hamstring injury.
Yeah,
so
if he was supposed to be back, I think like a month ago, and then he had a.
Yeah, if they can get him in, maybe for the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, they're in the play-on right now. They're sitting at the 10 seed, but half a game. So they need to start winning some games here. But you add a guy that's averaging 26, 7, and 5 in 33 minutes a game. You add that back in. Now he obviously is going to be on a minutes restriction when he returns. But you're getting that level of production from a guy that freaky. That's a team again. I like their chances. They could make a lot of noise in the playoffs. And Zion Williamson is I hesitate a little bit though, because yes, he does need to lose the weight to stop getting injured, but I also don't want him to change his game.
No,
and he relies so much on that freaky size to just back anyone down in the post that he wants to. Yeah. That is Zion's post. He owns the post. And in a perimeter-driven league that we are in today's NBA, a guy like that is such a change-up for defenses to adjust to. Yeah. And there's nothing to adjust to. He's just going to back you down.
You can't guard him. You can't guard the guy.
You have to double him.
He's literally, like his position, usually there's a guard him, and, it's mouse in the house, and Zion's going to win.
Steak dinner.
99. Hey, like Shaq said, barbecue chicken. Like, that's all day, every day. But, yeah, I know. I'm looking at the standings, New Orleans at 10, Yeah, they got to man, part of me feels like they should be able to edge out the rest of the season, because I just don't know why the Jazz would want to be in the postseason with all the future buildup with picks and et cetera. And, of course, but they're what, a game and a half a game from Portland. I would love to see Dame in the play-in, but, right now, and even I'm rooting for LeBron and the Lakers right now, and, great comeback win against the Raptors last night. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, find a way, LA, because you're a game back from 6 against Dallas and maybe a game and a half from the Clippers for the 5th seed. But, right now, LA, I'm looking at Lakers, I'm like, if you're LA, you want to be at the 6th seed, because unless Phoenix is going to hawk Memphis and Sacramento, man.
There's going to be a ton of movement before the end of the season now, because I'm looking at the same thing you are. We have seeds 5 through 13. 5 through 13 separated by just 4.5 games. Yeah. I'm sorry, 3.5 games.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Like, it's going to be exciting these last couple, and that's why I'm waiting for LeBron to get back on his little minutes restriction and win a couple games and just be able to secure that seed. And I'm with you. I want to see Zion. Because I think, kid you not, if I'm looking at it right now, if it was today and Zion said I'm playing tomorrow, I think New Orleans can beat Golden State and Minnesota. Like,
wow. And one thing, I'm just looking at the standings. This wasn't a topic we were going to talk about. Maybe we can talk about it in another episode. But I'm looking at the Warriors away record. Goodness gracious! I never realized it was this horrible. They're 7-26 on the road this season.
Yeah, I think. They said that the other day on NBA Live or NBA Today, and I think they said the Rockets and the Pistons have the worst. Only 2 other teams have the worst. Yeah, no, trust me. You want to get Golden State you can.
That is wild. That is wild. I'm sorry, I had no idea. It's just jumping off the screen looking at the standings. Yeah. You can't help but notice just the 7 in the win column on a team that's fairly high up in the standings. Sorry, just crazy stuff.
Hey, we might talk about these Warriors next episode or so, because it's gonna get exciting. But I will say right now, we're wrapping up. Hey, look, Spencer, we did it. Hey, it's not 50 minutes, so we're gonna make it quick. We got best for tomorrow and maybe tonight. And then what are you looking towards? What are you looking forward towards this week in sports? And then, hey, we're wrapping up. It is what it is. So, Smith, I'll let you lead. What are you doing tonight, actually?
Yeah, tonight we're going to the Rockets game. Me and a buddy. We're going to put some money down on the Rockets money line. What did we find it at? It was at 290, right?
Yeah, 290. Yeah.
Why not? We're playing the Bulls. I'm not too impressed with them.
No.
Yeah, they're going to come down. The Rockets are a young team. They can get hot real quick. They got shooters, kind of. So, hey, why not have a little fun at the game? Throw some money on it, sweat it a little bit. Gotcha. And at the worst thing, if I lose my bet, oh well, we're closer to the number 1 overall pick, right?
Yeah, I know, right? That's good. All right, so for me, best for me, like I said, you know what, tonight, hey, screw it, because you're going to the game. I'm going +8 Rockets, just because most underdog teams at +6 and higher have a very good against the spread record. I don't know that number, but I know Daily Wager can back that up for me, so I'm good there. So I'm going that tonight. Right now, I think I'm getting killed with Vanderbilt +6. I got Texas Southern, Houston, thing +3.5 against Grambling. I got some money lines with Toledo, UAB, and then I got Arizona +1.5, and then I got a Grand Canyon money line for tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm just gonna go simple. I'm just gonna go Alabama money line. They'll probably play A&M tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go Lakers money line against the Knicks.
Rock and roll. I'll give you 2 picks for tomorrow. I'm heavy betting on the 76ers lately. I don't know why. I've just found myself always betting on their games, but I love them. -8 against the Wizards tomorrow at home. I think they cover that. I think they win by double digits. And then I'll give you another one. How about some Ivy League action, huh? The Ivy League championship, Princeton versus Yale. Give me Princeton in that one. Yale we see in the tournament every single year. I want to see some Princeton action in the Ivy League.
Yeah.
And we know those Ivy League teams always kind of make some noise in the championship or in March Madness. I always feel like every year we're talking about those nerds up there in the Ivy League, upsetting some of these D1, blue blood type schools as a 14 seed. So I like Princeton tomorrow. They're +135, not huge odds, but I like them to take Yale.
Yeah, a little bit. I agree. Hey, Spencer, I like all that. Hey, looking forward towards next week. It's gonna be Selection Sunday, and then who gets in, who gets out. That's gonna be my top thing for March Madness. Hopefully we can get a few episodes in. I will hopefully want to get one in before I go to hopefully Sacramento for round 1.
We'll have to get one in before the tournament starts Thursday. We'll work it out.
Either Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll have it drop that next day. No worry about that, fans. As always, hey, subscribers, friends, family, and always the haters, man. Hey, comment below. Hey, comment below what you think about these topics. What do you want to hear? What are your opinions on it? Hey, ask us any questions on IG, TikTok, YouTube. Lord, I'm running out of time, running out of space. I don't even know what to say anymore. But hey, Spencer, hey man, thank you for coming on this Saturday. Hey, I had a good time. Man.
As always, my man. As always.
Hey, until next time. Hey everyone. Hey, we're out.